Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of our Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age 100% Guide.
Insurgents. Most like they thought to take advantage of a lax watch at the palace while the fate's on, to feed the good consul a length of steel for his supper. I should think Vane used to such hospitality. Clever. He used himself as the bait to draw them near, and then sent in the air brigade. A fine, bloody banquet. I dare say I've soiled my cuffs. If a dungeon's waiting for us at the end of the night, it had best have a change of wardrobe.
So, in layman's terms, the insurgents rebelling against the imperial occupation of Dalmasca tried to use the lax security of the Fate to kill the Counselor. But he was aware that that was going to happen, therefore he used himself as bait, and when the insurgents attacked, that's when all the different, air brigade happened, and that's how we ended up in the sewers, just caught in the midst of an attempted assassination, and wound up, caught in the crossfire. But my apologies for the near, long time in getting back to this series. It's been quite a while, but in a nutshell, Vaan has broken into the palace, stole a mysterious artifact, and in his attempts to escape was caught by Balthier and Fran, two other thieves attempting to plunder the palace, but were foiled in escaping because the Empire were thwarting the insurgents who were trying to kill the Counselor, and now we're just stuck in the sewers with these new companions, Fran the Archer and Balthier the Machinist. We have bows and guns, so all of the ranged attacks going in our little party here. And then Vaan is the up-close shikari with his dagger and thievery to hopefully steal us some useful stuff. But unfortunately, I don't have the right gambit insofar as to be able to just have the steal at 100% HP, and then once they don't have 100% HP because they've been attacked, we can switch over to attack mode. But anyway, that's the use of gambits and the trickiness of them. But look, it'll get more streamlined with time, and as I say, we can always manually override anyway. But no, it's good to be back with the series. I mean, we finished two other complete series 100%ed before touching back with this one. But it's a lovely game, and you guys can rest assured we are going to have, not nearly 8 months between this episode and the next. I can promise you that. In terms of stuff I want to, I suppose, get done, I think we're going to kind of have a little look back through the older series and kind of give them a bit of a time to shine. Kind of a Monday we'll do this, Wednesday we'll do this, Friday we'll do this, and we'll just tip along with a couple of different series, until they're done. Serials. Is that what you call them? Is that actually the plural of series? Like cereals? I don't know. Anyway, we kind of are a bit lacking in firepower with just the way that our little group is, unfortunately. But once you can kind of steal, you can kind of get useful loot drops that you can then sell for more moolah, which is always great. And as I say, I'm just kind of stuck in this gambit here where I'm like, can I not please just steal from things with 100% HP? It's fairly silly now at this point. But I did steal a teleport stone. And a nice 4-hit combo on the Vaan. But I am nearly dead, so we're going to have to fix up Fran's gambit so she'll actually heal me, because Balthier's first aid, while thankful in a pinch, is definitely not what we'll be needing. So we're gonna just have to tidy those up, unfortunately, guys. Just let me just wrestle with the controller scheme. But yeah, you basically need to go into Fran and make sure it's kind of around 50% HP, because we do not have that much HP to be playing around with this whole, oh, when we get to like 20% HP, throw a first aid. It's like, no, 20% max HP has me down in like the 2 digits and the low 2 digits. So no, we want to be like getting healed way sooner than that. So like that, we're just under 100, and then Fran will pop a cure. And she'll be healing that infrequently, hopefully, that like by the time she runs around a bit, the MP will recharge. But yeah, the enemies here can cast regen on themselves, which is, you know, not great considering we don't have the best firepower. That is, until Vaan gives like a 4-hit combo, my man does not relent. But unfortunately, yeah, we're very squishy, and Balthier is giving first aid, which is like, thank you, but like also drop a potion, my good man, my good sir. Like, heal me properly, please. Dear God. But that is the one nice thing about the dagger, is that we do tend to get combos fairly handy. And Vaan has a kind of a good dexterity and good kind of stat spread for the daggers naturally anyway. So that's really good as well, obviously. But yeah, just making our way through the sewers, you know yourself. Let's just hope that like Balthier's words of like, oh, if we end up like, you know, in a dungeon by the end of the night, we better have a change of wardrobe. And I'm like, girl, first of all, I would never change your wardrobe. You look like an absolute stun hun. So, no. And second of all, I suppose it would actually be kind of cool to see the characters wear different outfits in different terrains, because this game be varied, the world map be wide, and no more than it was ridiculous with Yuna running in hot pants, you know, up Mount Gagazet. It's like these people end up in very snowy cliff edges, and it's like, my boy lived in a desert and his outfit is fair enough for being in a desert, but like this be like frozen lakes we're walking on here. Your body would be frozen. So, no bueno on that. But anyway, we just suspend our disbelief. They can also shoot, you know, fire from their fingertips and cure, you know, wounds with magical pixie dust. So, like, let's give them a break on the whole costume not being realistic. But, yeah. I mean, we have, like, the Star Wars comparisons.
Who would be next?
Close ranks, bring it
But here we have bucket-headed Imperial troops chasing down a princess and being rescued by a naive, you know, peasant farm boy. Where have I seen this before? Where have I seen this before?
She's not alone.
Our ranks grow by the hour.
And our troubles with them.
Anyway, we've a new party member. One extra pair of hands to wield a sword, and as I say, if we can just steal a couple of potions, that'd be great. Let's just steal away their Vaan and give ourselves leap or two. But by God, these guys are a lot. It's giving us, you know, PTSD back from episode 1 where we had Rex fighting millions of Imperial soldiers all by himself. Dope. But yeah, this extra fighter with her sword and shield. She's definitely going to have a sword and shield much later on in the game. Trust me. But yeah, these guys with their armor and blocking, very annoying.
You alright?
Thank you.
I'm Vaan, and this is Balthier, and hey, What's your name?
Amalia.
Amalia, huh? Nice to meet you.
Amalia almost sounds like
You were
Leah.
always with me.
Leia.
I'm sorry. No.
Huh?
Oh, now isn't that impressive?
Don't get any ideas. I said it's mine.
I'm afraid the jury's still out on that one.
You stole that?
Yeah.
Have you finished? When the guards don't report in, they'll come looking for us.
If they aren't already.
You should come with us. Better than being by yourself.
Very well.
What's wrong with her?
You have a lot to learn before we even get started on your thievery.
What's that mean?
Balthier is just a womanizer, Vaan. You could do well to learn from him. You know? Anyway, I love how Vaughn's like, oh man, I stole this, I'm so cool, and she's horrified.
The situation requires I accept such help as I find, though it be from thieves. I shall accompany you until we find my companions, no longer.
Let's think of her as a guest then. Unlike Fran or myself, our guest probably won't be taking orders from anyone anytime soon, and she'll leave when she pleases. So we keep to our affairs and she to hers. I doubt we'll find her wanting in valor, being such an upstanding member of the insurgents.
Resistance. Well, what are we waiting for?
Unlike other party members, guests can only use certain actions in combat. And then we're gonna just hop on over to our license board, collect some nice licenses for Balthier, and then probably we should go back and pick up the like 10 one, even though we're probably not going to use it, but just for like completionist sake. And then we're after getting swiftness for Fran. She's going to attack so much faster. That's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. But I didn't appreciate the language, or at least the complexity of the language when I was younger. Like, even just the subtle difference of, like, you know, insurgency being, like, rebelling against the rightful authority, and then the resistance being, like, you know, fighting against incorrupt power. Like, this whole dynamics of, like, political machinations and stuff. It was very well done and kind of too convoluted for my 12-year-old brain to fully understand. Like 12 or 13, I was still too young to fully, like, you know, get it. But the Flans are weak to fire, and what I don't remember is that Fran, the Flan killer, actually has fire in her kit, so she could have actually been casting fire against them this whole time, being slightly more effective than just attacking. But I forget that. That's my bad. But yeah, I also have the Gambit on just to attack any enemy, and it's just causing Vaan to switch targets repeatedly, which is obviously never what you want to do. In the D&D situation, it is like always just focus down a single target. One less target attacking is better than having a bunch of targets about to be KO'd, because you're still getting attacked by multiple people at that point. It is no bueno. So just keep on attacking, and as I say, if I had a thought of it, and if you're playing along or watching along ahead of time, definitely be using Fran's fire to deal fire damage to them. You'll see them drop even quicker than they currently are. So that is kind of why Libra is so important. But look at Vaan go, just multi-attacking like an absolute badass. Well done, you. As you can see, he's even hopping over to this one, and it's like, Vaan, just attack the same one. I can't give out to him. I've made the gambits badly, so, you know. It is what it is. But now that we've killed the flans, which they look even more like, you know, anthropomorphized pudding than they did before. You know, unappealing, disgusting pudding that we probably would have, you know, eaten first and then vomited back out. But I mean, they do look so like viscous and you know, gelatinous, I suppose. Giving that real like D&D gelatinous ooze type vibe, I suppose. And whenever we defeat like bosses, all our characters get cool little moments to like have a little show off, and depending on what weapons and kit they're built out in, they'll pose differently. So Fran holding the arrow in her mouth, all like, you know, like a matador with like a rose or whatever. Super cool. And yeah, we got a good little boost to our license point situation. But we're still waiting for 60 to get that 190 boost. And like, as much as like, you know, your level ups will help, it's like getting 160 extra HP will basically increase our max HP by an extra 50% than we currently have. Like, so it's a massive boon to have earlier rather than later on in the game. Like, you know, diminishing returns, whatever. If you're getting this 160 when you already have like 2,000, you just don't notice it that much. But here actually ended up being a bit of a challenging fight because we're up against ghosts. Now, ghosts are undead, so you can actually attack it with cure. Like, you can target it with cure and it would do a good, decent amount of damage. But the main problem with this guy is, one, he brings a lot of friends. He teleports all over the place. And then what's also annoying is that we end up having Vaan just attack random enemies. And yeah, do not ever put Vaan on just attack any enemy. It is not a good vibe. He will attack multiple different enemies and just, you know, lower multiple different health bars. But, you know, again, it's not what we want to be doing. And Amalia is putting in really good work healing up everybody. But as you can see, these guys can cast fire. So that can be a massive hindrance. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Fran has white and black magic. Oopsie. My bad. But as I say, just, yeah, these bunch of the little imp things and the ghast, like, it's just, and the toad thing as well, like, there's a lot of heavy hitting enemies. And they also have like a vampiric touch type ability where they do damage and regain the damage they do, so they give a nice amount of EXP, I was going to say, and then we level up. So yeah, they do give a nice amount of EXP. You will probably level up just by finishing this fight up. But Balthier unfortunately is suffering from slow, and we have no Asuna to allow us to recover that, unfortunately. A part of me thought, oh, if I run around enough, maybe they'll recover from it. But yeah, our characters, a bit like in 10-2, their status effects will linger, which isn't ideal. But obviously that's where having a white mage with Asuna and just, you know, powerful recovery moves like blind na and haste and stuff. Well, haste is more in the time mage thing. But I've always liked that as well, is that like you don't necessarily need to heal the condition. It's like if you can put on the inverse of the debuff with the buff, then it'll like remove it itself anyway. So as I say, if you have haste on and then it's like target ally that, you know, doesn't have haste, they'll put a haste on automatically. That means even if slow gets rid of haste, you're just going to put haste back on, you know? And then, yeah, I finally go, let's just have it be the party nearest target or like the nearest visible, just so so long as I like hug close to that one enemy, hopefully we'll always stay attacking it. And then we have another kind of long-winded corridor with a bunch of the toads. And Vaan just carving it up, like getting combos left and right. Go on, my son. And Amalia getting some nice blocks. Well done, Amalia. Almost sounds like Amidala. I'm sorry, I'll stop the comparisons, but like it's funny. The more you think on it, the more you're like, I'm actually seeing way more comparisons the more I look on it. But it's nice to have a 4-person party, you know? And there will be multiple different types of guests, so, you know, it's nice that we had that situation where Balthier did explain, oh, you know, guests will only do certain particular things and they'll come and go at their leisure, but typically it's nearly better to do grinding when you've a guest, just because you've that bit of extra DPS going. And as I said, they kind of can appear at certain levels, but they will also level up with you as you go along as well, so they won't like be a big hindrance, you know. But this is for a bit later. You can like do different devices to like raise and lower water, but they don't kind of let you mess with this now, but you can 100% come back later. But we're about to kind of have our first big proper boss situation. We had like obviously bosses with Rex, but that doesn't quite count. And one thing I only noticed from just my observation here while watching back this footage, I did it accidentally, but this is basically a fire creature. That's why there's so much, you know, steam now. And the creature does decent damage, a lot of damage actually. But you'll see even in the cutscene, he jumps away from the water. If you can get the creature in the water, its attack damage is halved. I only noticed it through watching back this footage doing the audio. But we can steal from him and obviously cast Libra on ourselves as well. But if you look at the damage here, right? He does about 54-ish damage to Amalia there, right? And he'll do the same basically to Vaan. And we're just going to try and steal from him. Hopefully we can get something before he gets KO'd. Or we get KO'd. Got a potion. That's fine. Let's just start attacking. And so basically, as you can see here, he does about 60 or 50 damage depending on your armor. Okay, he's doing 50 to Vaan, he's a little less armor, right? But when you see later on, when we actually drag him into the water, his attack damage is halved, which is brilliant. So, you know, first things first, lure him to the water. You'll take so much less damage, which obviously is great. And you'll only be able to lure with Vaan because you won't be able to, like, you know, use Fran or Balthier. They're going to want to stay far behind, you know. But, like, watch Vaan now be an absolute, like, you know, combo master. Come on, Vaan. Let's get a combo. Come on. Good old Amalia, keeping those healings up. Yes! Slay! Yes, King! Absolute combo king! But watch here now as we kind of lower him slowly over this direction. Once he actually hits the water, you'll notice his attack damage is like 30 instead of like up to 60. It's gas. And the game and the cutscene tried to like show you that. Even in the cutscene it showed, oh, it doesn't like the water, so try and lead it there. Makes sense. Watch, 62, and then we bop it in to the water, and then it does like 30 something. And we're just gonna have Fran just do some healing. Watch, 40 something, yeah. Watch, and then we actually knock it in. Knock it in, come on. There we go, he's in the water. Look. 29. His damage is halved when he's like in the water, and basically he'll then try and teleport out just so he can get his damage back. But it's already too little too late, Firemain. You are done. And with that, that's going to be our episode. Let's watch the cutscene, and I'll talk to you guys next episode, which will be definitely sooner than a couple of months. Alright, see you next time. Have a good one.
Stand where you are.
Now's not the time.
I hope they get what's coming. Oh, sir, whatever they get. Is that what the commotion last night was about?
They think me some common thief.
Better than a common assassin.
These people have done nothing. Release them.
What are you doing?
Don't interrupt me. I'm thinking.
Wait!
Where'd
He
you
didn't
think
know
you
what he
were
was
going?
doing! You have to let him go! You have to!
Pinello! Sorry. That dinner will have to wait.
I told you.
That's enough!
Ah!
Leave him alone!
Hold on to this for me, would you? Just until I bring Vaan back.
On your feet. You, over here.
All right, all right. Edgy, aren't we?
It's Balthier, my brother. What does that philanderer think he's doing? I was to kill Balthier, not those addle-pated Imperials.